Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. So let's have a kind of a first impressions look at the Kinki no Goku. And then, yeah, this is more based on my impressions from watching other people play it, rather than me playing it myself. But yeah, I took time off of work actually on that day. Came out at 3 in the afternoon. So I got home a little bit early. And then I put on YouTube because a bunch of my favorite YouTubers were all going to stream how they were, going through that quest. And then, yeah, I just kept flipping through channels, and it was painful to watch, actually. The very first stage is kind of a punch in the gut, because it's pretty character reliant. A lot of the floors are pretty character reliant, actually. But also kind of required you to use detox ableberries. So maybe the first couple hours it was people going through the shrine in order to get detox ableberries on the right characters. And then yeah, the next couple days they kept putting up more streaming videos of them, and maybe it took them 18 hours in all of playing really hard in order to get the clear finally. And yeah, these are players that are much better than I am, and they have much better boxes than I do as well. So that was kind of discouraging actually for me. But we can look at my game real quick. I actually set up a team so I can get through that first level. But I took my Ramiaru here and I slid her to the Ascension form and then gave her a Detox Ableberry. And then here I took my Hannibal and I slid him to his Evolution form, gave him a Detox Ableberry as well. I was going to eventually slide him to this version anyway, so I could use him in Ragnarok. But I wanted to wait until I finished the Max Luck of Nirvana. But I can probably still finish the Max Luck of Nirvana even without Hannibal, so I'll leave him like this for now. And then the last guy that I'm considering using is Leo. He's got all the gimmicks and then also the the status recovery. He does not have a Detox Ableberry yet though, so I may or may not do that for him. I would like to clear that first stage at least, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. But anyway, yeah. This is a very, very difficult event. Maybe the most difficult in the entire game. The rewards are very good. I talked about that in the preview video. And then I think actually a lot of players that are not top tier, they're playing it just for the rewards, especially the 7th floor for the Wakwakamin, and then the 10th floor for the Hero Scroll. Once you get to the 15th floor, which is what I would say only the top of the top players could get, then you get that drop of the not limited time, but the kind of the exclusive monster, Naraku. And she's pretty good. I guess we'll do a quick monster review of her here. But she's a Dark Element bounce with Minesweeper and Super Null Warp, and then also regen. And then as her luck goes up, then her regen and then her Super Null Warp will be upgraded. And then in the preview, I also kind of thought about what kind of trajectory this character would move on. Whether she would start out not so good and then get better, or start out strong and then get better from there. She's starting out strong and then getting better from there. You could certainly use her as a luck 1, because, well, the regen is not that great at luck 1, but the Super Null Warp is still usable, I would say. And the bump combo, it's a new one. It's the Snipe Machine Gun. Which is basically like a shotgun, but all the shots go out into one direction, so it's very thin bump combo. It can do good concentrated damage. It focuses on the character with the lowest HP, and yeah, pretty strong, easy to use as well. And then the bump combo is kind of similar to Miroku Evolution, where she tackles a guy and then does a tribal pulse. But the initial tackle seems to do less damage than Miroku, but maybe the tribal pulse does more damage. And actually I like this, because sometimes with Miroku, I run into the problem where I take down the character with that initial hit, and then I kind of lose that tribal pulse. that probably will not be an issue with Naraku. But yeah, only the top of the top players are going to be able to get this character. It's a lot of, kind of like a box check, and then also very difficult quests on top of that. So I don't know. But anyway, let's look at the first just maybe 5 stages, and then see like what characters are needed there, and then maybe you can judge based on that whether you have the characters for this. Because if you don't have the characters for the first 5, then yeah, it's probably not going to be worth considering until you can pull those characters. But level 1, yeah, we'll just do broad strokes on the gimmicks. You want to bring either status recovery or the detox ableberry, because the poison is very damaging. There are 2 types of poison at least. One is like a poison laser, which comes from the Jormungandrs. That's very damaging. And then there's a poison spread from the other characters, which is not so bad. So it might be worth keeping track who is getting the poison from the Jormungandrs. Also, you want to bring guys with either Minesweeper or Flight, because those mines can do 10,000 damage even if you are a water type. And then, let's see, healing walls will come out in the later missions, and you definitely want to use those to heal up. And then, yeah, it kind of acts like floor 22 of the Tower of Champions, where the boss, if you hit them, they get angry, and it's like a one-hit KO, and then you can use healing walls to heal yourself back up. And then the last tip here is you want to get rid of the Jormungandrs first. And then, actually, I have played it a few times over the last couple of days, and I feel like I would be able to beat it with the team that I have. I just haven't been able to finish or get through every stage quickly enough before either the poison gets me or the one-hit KOs come out. And almost every character in that mission has a one-hit KO, so I'll keep trying. But anyway, good characters here are Namiyaru, Ascension, and then here is Ruri, Hannibal, Nostradamus, Miroku, Raphael, the new Amakusa Shiro, Leoleo, Kali, Nobunaga X, basically any strong water monsters with Minesweeper. And then some kind of off-element characters, even some free monsters here if you wanted to try it with them. But yeah, that's how level 1 is looking. And then let's look at level 2. And for here, let's see, they recommend you want damage walls, you want to hit the Kondo Isamis in order to set off the counterattack, which will lower the defense of the mini-boss or the boss. Next up, you want a bump combo that can kind of cover a lot of the screen, also so that you can set off the counterattacks. And then people with either Water or Samurai Slayer would be good. So yeah, this is also something that I kind of speculated in the preview video, but that Slayers would be really important here. So I guess the number 1 character here is Gulliver Ascension. He is a Pierce, Wood type, with Samurai Slayer M and then null damage wall, so he sounds pretty perfect. Also King and Sesshu and Hansel and Gretel, they all have Slayers. They are all Pierce, null damage wall. Niburengen, Yugudrazzle, Zadokiel. This is kind of interesting. Hokusai, he is a Pierce with a Slayer, but no damage wall, so you might have to be careful to use him. I do have this guy, so I might want to try him out. Nightingale, more Slayers. Orpheus, more Slayers, but yeah. That's how that's looking. Level 3. Let's see what they say here. You don't want to use more than 2 of the same character, probably because there's that kind of mist, which will hit you, kind of like in Izanami Zero, which will do extra damage if you have the same characters. If you have characters with barrier, that will help you on the first turn. That can block the first attack that you get. And then, let's see, the Joyaberun with the skull mark on it. You want to get rid of him. Oh no, I'm sorry. You want to get rid of the characters with the skull mark so that you can do damage to the Joyabirun. Joyabirun is the boss. And then this is saying to save your strike shots until you get to the boss stages. Okay. Recommended characters. Number 1 is Mana. Number 2 is Haitoku Pistols. And then those two characters have barriers, so that makes sense. Next is Elizabeth Evolution. Asuka Transcendent, she has a barrier. Shinji Atos, he also has a barrier. Lucifer also has a barrier. And then some other characters like Himiko and then Shion, they have some slayers. But yeah, that's how that's looking. Okay, level 4. Let's see what they say here. This one looks interesting. I'd like to try this one. But all 4 gimmicks come out, all 4 of the main gimmicks. So you want to rely on characters with all null everything strike shots. And then there's lots of the egg timers or the sand clocks that come out. So you want to pick those up and then speed up your strike shots. And then you want to get rid of all of the characters with the skull marks on them. So you can stop that resurrection loop and then go after the boss. That'll give the boss the defense down as well. Recommended characters, I see Satan, Benzaiten, Ganesha, Ame Nuboko or something, Kufurin, Haitoku Pistols again, the new character, Mori, I think, and then some drop monsters, Mikumo, Dark Doraemon, and then Nuri again, Ramiaru, Miroku. These are all characters with fairly short strike shots. Yeah. Alright, and then finally, let's look at level 5. And for here, they say, let's see, there's some certain times when a damage will not get through. Oh no, I'm sorry. Your attack has to be a certain level or higher, or else your attacks are going to do no damage. And so they give a quick list here of who can clear that line. Looks like Benzaiten Ascension. That will get you 36,000 attack. And then Takemi Kazuchi Ascension, 38,000. Chio Ascension, 50,000. That's with the Slayer. And then the Kintaro, the new Kintaro Ascension, over 50,000 as well. Then you want to bring characters with null block, as many of those as possible. So that would be Benzaiten, Takemi Kazuchi, I think Kintaro. And then you don't want to bring too many of the same character again because of that poison. And then get rid of the characters with the skull marks, and then the bouquets will come out. And then you can hit the bouquets, get attack up on yourself, and then you can use that to do damage on the boss. So that's what they're saying there. Recommended characters again, pretty short list. Benzaiten, Takemi Kazuchi, Chio, Kintaro, and Miyamoto Musashi Evolution. So yeah, that's a quick look at the first 5 levels of the Kinki no Goku. So yeah, looking at those, you might want to consider if you are able to get through that. And then if you do have characters good for those first 5 stages, that probably means that you've pulled the Hatcher enough overall that you might have enough good characters for the rest of the Kinki no Goku. So yeah, maybe use this as a just kind of a starting guide. And then one last thing about the Kinki no Goku, which nobody knew about before it came out. But it came out 3 in the afternoon that day, and then, I believe at midnight of that day, a new character was added to the Monsterpedia. And that is Setsuna, and this guy looks pretty darn strong. Nobody is quite sure yet how this guy's quest appears, or when. The one incident that I've seen it happen is when one YouTuber beat level 15, the last level, and then this guy's quest appeared, pretty much like how Hakua appears. You get a little box that says if you want to enter the quest. You hit yes. You immediately go into that quest and use the party that you're using to beat that level 15 of the Kinki no Goku. There's some kind of disadvantages, using that team, because the Naraku mission is dark. But this guy, Setsuna, his quest is light. He's a light character. So you're going to be using light characters against him, so you're not going to get multipliers to your attack and stuff. However, they just announced the transcendent form of Seimei, and then Seimei should be really good for Setsuna and Naraku. Since I have Seimei, I will do a monster review of him when he comes out on Tuesday. But yeah, just know that he could be good for there. But this guy looks pretty good. Stats are very solid overall. The only one that looks a little bit low is his attack, but he does have Minesweeper M and Super Null Damage Wall, both of which raise his attack. So that's totally covered. He also has Null Wind, which is pretty good. The bump combo is interesting. This is like Chain Lightning, but like a reverse version. So like the first character that it hits will get that 123,000 damage. The next character it hits will take more damage, which sounds insane to me. And then I guess every target after that will get more and more damage. So yeah, this is a case definitely where you want to be far away from your target and where you want lots of characters on the screen. I would love to try this guy out, but I'm probably never going to get to. And then the strike shot, looks like every enemy he hits will get some kind of piercing attack. This could be like Nostradamus Ascension, like that kind of, what do you call it? Angle Moa, like meteor or something. But yeah, I haven't seen this in action either, so we'll have to wait for that. This guy, I think, might be the true reason why you want to play the Kinki no Goku, more than Naraku even. This guy looks pretty strong. I would say he's even Hatcher Monster level. He's that good. With that Pierce, Null Damage Wall, Minesweeper, he can go to lots and lots of quests. He would even be worth using in Gravity Barrier quests or Warp quests, I would say. But yeah, pretty cool. Okay, so hopefully that was interesting, and hopefully that helps you make a decision about whether you want to go through the Kinki no Goku or not. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.